And we are back again. Another episode of the Live Light, Season 2, Episode 3 with the one and only Bars. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Theresa Lovely here.
Live and direct. What is this saying? Live and... Have you heard? No? Okay. Never mind.
What?
Nothing. Theresa Lovely. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, who are you? Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
Been out here for almost 10 years though, but I go back every other month to get my little taste of Cali, my little sip in the water.
Yeah.
You know.
You said you're from LA?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. That's what's up. How long have you been in Arizona?
Almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in February.
Okay, so you're like a native now.
Mm-mm.
You said no, don't put that on me.
Don't put that. No.
Do you mind me asking how old you are?
28.
28? Oh, okay.
I know. I get like 19 sometimes. I get early 20s and things like that. I look really young. Might have a little bit of a baby face.
Yeah, but it's cool. Like, you're 28. Like, you're really out here doing, like, your thing. I know your last event, I went to the vibe session. I was like, dang, I just want to be like Theresa. Like, I just want to, it was just like a room full of like so much love and respect for like, I mean, of course each other, but with you coordinating it, like, I just felt it. You know, a lot of people, you got a lot of respect in that room, just in the community. I see just from me being here as long as I have. But what do you do, Theresa? Well, yeah. Go ahead and tell, for people that don't know, what do you do?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Mostly poetry. I started dabbling in a little bit of music more recently within the last year. And as of more recent, I've been trying to curate more regularly just small events for artists to just get together and just show appreciation and be around that creativity. Because I like to just be in creative environments where you can be vulnerable as well as, you know, not just a show, but for us to interact with each other and grow with each other and sharpen each other as well, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to ask, like, what kind of inspired you or pushed you to go into that route of the events, but I totally agree, you know, especially as an artist, you know, poetry, you're very vulnerable already, you know, like, it's your words, it's your feelings, it's your heart right there on paper, music. So to be in an environment where you're supported, you know what I'm saying, and there's other, not weirdos, but other people, you know, just like you and just genuinely there to support you and just know about you. Like, I know I was sitting on the couch at your event and someone was like, it's so cool to be in the X-Men school.
The X-Men.
Something like, I was just like, that is the best way to describe this right now.
That's
just
funny.
like a room full of superhumans for real in an artistic way. That's dope. How would you describe your style as an artist?
I would like to say, I think I would describe my style as very down to earth, eccentric, could that be a word for it? Colorful, and I would say unique. I don't know. I like to play. I don't like to go super over the top, but I like to be casual, but still like cute. Casual cute. There we go.
Yeah,
casual cute.
Casual cute. That's the best way. Yeah, that's a good description, I would say. And casual cute. What's your sign?
Libra.
Libra?
Ooh,
I want to give you some.
Are you a Libra too?
No, I'm a Gemini, but I just get along well with Libras and Aries. So I'm just like, every time I meat up, I'm like, yes.
Heck yeah.
Yes. So with you being back and forth from LA and Arizona, so what is something you would change about like the underground scene? Like whether, you know, like the underground artist scene community. You know what I'm trying to say.
And it's something I would change. I don't know. I'm still learning so much about it. And if I could compare it to my experience in the underground scene in LA, there's so much more community out here. LA is so big and everybody's trying to make their way in their own way. And there's support, but it's a lot of individuals that are just in traffic trying to get to their destination. And out here, it's a bunch of individuals, but we can all see each other.
Yeah.
We can all hear each other. We can all appreciate each other's work, and we support and we have fun with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love to see, and that's something that I do hear about in other places, but I don't have that experience. So I don't know if I would necessarily change that, but I would say if I could change anything, it would just be how we come together as far as like venues go. Because one of the common things that I've heard is there's not a lot of places to go and congregate as artists. You know, like the venues around the valley, they come and go. You know, we have a lot of fun at this venue or that, and they close down, or this one pops up and we're here for some months or this year or however, and you know, but I feel like what would be dope is if we can all find a place that we can come to, like one place all the time. You know what I mean? Like we can all travel, of course, but one venue that we can all call like home base, that would be really, really cool if we can have something like that.
Okay. I like that though, because you know, with you coordinating events for artists to come together, have that unity, you know, that's something that I'm on as well. So I don't know, maybe we can like cook up something. You know what I'm saying? Like the end goals, like I got a lot I want to do with the artists, the community. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk off camera a little bit. You know?
Let's do it.
A little bit. No, but who are some of your, like, who inspires you? You know.
Let's see. First and foremost, I guess the people that the other creatives that I surround myself by, they inspire me the most because I think that creativity is contagious. When you see somebody else that can create, you're like, wow, that's amazing. At least that's how I am. And it's like, how did your mind get to a place where you can, you know, get these words out or like make this art piece, like, you know? And so just seeing how people's minds work and what they perceive as beauty or what they perceive as their creation to behold to the world, like, I think that's such a beautiful thing. So it gave me the inspiration to pursue that. Like, what do I find beautiful? What do I want to express? Because I've always had issues with expressing myself. Like, I'm such, like, I have a scattered brain, and I overthink a lot. So my words, like, go through in and out of my head like a mile a minute, you know? And so trying to find the right sentence that makes sense to the next person can take me some time, but when I do my poetry and when I do my music, it's like, okay, I can make this make sense, and it sounds good, and it makes me happy, and it makes other people happy, and that's where my inspiration is something that brings, like, joy, you know? I don't know if that makes sense.
No, and like you said, it's just whatever you think, you know, just how you are so intrigued with what other people find beautiful and interesting, that goes the same for yourself, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, whatever it is, when I have seen you perform, you know, your shit is dope, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when you're putting together that song at the vibe session where it was all vibing, I was like, oh, she pretty cool. I like her vibe. I like her spirit. What is your, you know, with words going a mile a minute, all that, what's your creative process like in that instance?
When I'm working on a piece, if it's a song, I'll listen to the music, and usually I'll have a melody before the words. Usually the melody is what forms the words. And for the poems that I do, it's, okay, this is what I'm trying, this is the point that I'm trying to get across. This is the concept that I'm trying to achieve. What words, it's like a puzzle. What words will fit the description of the picture that I'm trying to create? And I just try and find those words, and that goes with the overthinking. So sometimes it takes a little longer, but most of the time my words are meaningful. I don't just blurt out whatever. Like, if I have a sentence in a poem that expresses a feeling of anxiety, like, for the most part, I'll try to paint a clear picture, or if not, then it'll be in a way where it's at least felt if you can't see it. You know.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. So, like, with that being said, just like your more questions are popping up in my head. How important do you think it is for people to have an outlet? Like, when it comes to anxiety, when it comes to depression, when it comes to, just kind of being not stagnant. That's we all move at our own pace, but how important would you say is having that outlet when you're having these feelings and emotions?
Oh, super important because when you're having all these type of emotions and things that you're holding on to and you want to speak up but you don't have anybody to talk to, you want to write things down but maybe you're not motivated to, um, you know, having an outlet is really important, whatever that may look like.
Yeah.
It's just based on what draws you and what causes you that release, that healthy release. Whether it's singing, whether it's getting on stage, that can be like therapeutic, whether it's finishing a picture that you drew, or whether it's washing the dishes and seeing that you've accomplished something for the day. That outlet, however that may look for a specific person, is super important for your mental health, for your daily well-being, to just breathe, get through those things. Yeah,
that's dope. Would you say that you are, living out your purpose, your passion?
I think so because it seems like every time I question it, something's placed before me to reassure me that I'm in the right direction. Every time I question, like, okay, like, is this the right path? Am I doing the right thing? The things that I'm passionate about, does this even matter? And every time I start to question it and think maybe I should just go the safe route and like stay and work like my 9-to-5 medical job and not do anything else, but then people will reach out to me or somebody will talk to me about how I've impacted their lives in a positive way or whatever, and it makes me feel like, okay, I need to keep doing what I'm doing because this is what we're all put here to do with some purpose, and if my purpose is helping the world go around some way, then who am I to just stop because of my own insecurities,
That's like really brave, and the way you put that, it's accountability, like really holding yourself accountable for just being a creative, just writing that poem or creating that song, finishing it. That's really beautiful. Let's see here. So for people that's watching, I'm saying, what are some words of encouragement that you have for them to like keep pushing to get to the point that you're at in your career?
I would say if you're in a direction and you're trying to accomplish some things and you're having trouble with keeping going, I would say do everything you can to shut out those negative thoughts that tell you not to. Everything you can. Whether it's practicing, for every negative thought you have to recite 3 positive ones. Whether it's, if you're scared to get on stage, just get on stage anyway and overcome that and go sit down at home and shake on the couch like, oh shit, I just went on stage, but shit, you did it, And then the next time, it'll be a little bit better. And just keep putting yourself in those places that make you uncomfortable, because that's the best place for growth.
Say that one more time.
Put yourself in the... I can only remember
She's over here dropping gems. Say that one more time.
I can't remember.
Look, she just been possessed. She's just... Beyonce, when she's like, when I get on stage, I just feel like somebody to look. That's you right now.
I'm done.
I don't even know what I said. I don't even know. But it's been really great having you here, Theresa. I really, I'm glad that we were able to set this up and, got to like peek into your world a little bit more, like just you as a person, you as an artist. Where can the people find you?
They can find me on Instagram at _Theresa Lovely, or There's a Lovely. You can find me on YouTube at Theresa Lovely as well. That's it for now.
She said, a lot of stuff coming. She cooking. She in the kitchen cooking.
Oh, also Apple
Whipping
Music.
it up.
Cooking it up.
What's that? What?
No, I am dropping some music coming 2020. But I do have stuff on Apple Music and Spotify. But I'm coming out with more stuff soon. I have a book coming out as well, and some other stuff that I'm working on. So just
is this your first book?
It is. It's gonna be a poetry book, but it's gonna be a little bit different. I don't want to go into too much detail about it.
Yeah, don't give out too much.
But it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Exciting things coming. Theresa, lovely everyone.
Woo, woo,
we out.
Woo.